Hello and welcome to day 105 of Dungeon23, the series where we make a room of a dungeon every day for a year. Now today, it's kind of in keeping with our spider theme for this floor, and what it is a fountain of solvent. Basically, just a big fountain that constantly squirts out solvent. Now, this fountain flows without chemical solvent, as I just said, but it is mundane. It's not universal solvent. It's just regular mundane solvent. Although it is kind of annoying how in the game, like the DMG and the PHB, there's mention of the universal solvent, but not any kind of other mundane solvent. Like we have antidotes, but we don't have anything to remove sticky stuff, which is super useful because, as it says here, like used by mimics or spider webs, there's a lot of things that are sticky in D&D, but there's only one way to get rid of it, and it's a legendary item, the universal solvent. And also, the universal solvent's like very disappointing because it kind of feels like how in Bethesda games where you get a Daedric artifact that's supposed to do something really, really crazy, but it only does something lame because mechanically it can only do lame things because it's a video game, it's limited. Like, Brune's Dagon could basically cut open the game files and change a character's race from Wood Elf to Aldmer because that's what Minkar Camera did, or how the skeleton keys could be used to open like metaphysical barriers and locks. So it'd be cool if like the universal solvent could also be used to like, I don't know, like dissolve familial bonds. Like you're a sorcerer and your bloodline's cursed, so you're magical, but you die on your 30th birthday, you know, Lovecraft style. But you get the universal solvent, and you like dissolve that familiar. Like it's like that'd be something cool to use, and you could actually do it because D&D isn't limited by mechanics, or rather, well, it is kind of, but it's only limited by like your imagination and your ability to maintain a cohesive narrative. Even that is kind of not necessarily required, but that's besides the point. The important thing is that, you know, it removes adhesives, you know, that's super useful here. Also, drinking from it, because you guarantee someone's going to want to drink from it, even though it's very clearly solvent, will do a DC 17 con check, or save rather, and they take 2d4 acid damage and are poisoned for 1d6 hours, or half that, so 1d4 and 1d3, or 1d6 divided by 2 if they make the save. But honestly, I mean, that may be a bit too liberal because it's very clearly solvent. In fact, let's put a DC for that. DC, let's do 12. Perception. Man, that's spelled horribly. And yeah, I see that this is disconnected. I'll fix that in a second. Check to recognize the smell of the fluid as a solvent. There we are. Because you can, like, my granddad owns a print shop, so I know what solvents smell like. I know what, like, the chemical-y smell. So it's, you know when you smell it, it's what it is. And that's basically this room. I was gonna maybe put like 2 rooms here, then 1 smaller room here, but I don't want the spacing to get all weird and funky. And we're not gonna have that many rooms left because it's already day 15 of April, and we have like 15 more days. Well, so we're not going to loop back around. It's going to be a whole thing. So it's not going to be, the size of the thing isn't going to be as much of a problem as I originally anticipated, although it still might be. I don't know. Anyway, this has been day 105 of Dungeon 23. If you want to see more, like, comment, and subscribe, because that way it'll show up in your recommendeds, because nobody ever really uses the homepage, or rather the subscription list, because it's just filled up with crap that you don't realize you subscribe to. There's also a bell notification thing that I guarantee does not work. I've never had it work before for me. I get notifications from people I don't even really like anymore. I just haven't gotten around to unsubscribing from. Yet I never get notifications from people I actually want to hear from. Or you could just remember that this is a thing that happens every single day at 12:30, and just check in then. It's like a 4-minute video. It doesn't hurt to sit through. So anyway, thanks for listening and or watching, depending on what you're doing. And I apologize for the poor quality. It's not going to get any better.